Yo, 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 yo. What's going on here? Well, what's up, Magadog, Christian, Matt Dummett, Robert, Fools, Droid? I'm trying to pull up my chat on my phone here, and I'm failing miserably right off the bat here. Here's what I'm going to do. We got probably about 10 minutes till kickoff. I don't think kickoff is till about 8:05 or something, if I remember correctly. How y'all doing? Happy Labor Day. How's it going? What'd y'all do today? What's up, Eddie? Took the under, probably a mistake. I took TCU at -3.5. I'm not buying into the Bill Belichick experiment. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out tonight. But what I do know for sure is that TCU returns a lot of starters from last year, plus their quarterback who threw for almost 4,000 yards. I think he set the TCU passing record last year. And Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels they have 60 new players. I mean, we're talking about Colorado territory here with the amount of new players they have. So these guys haven't. This entire North Carolina team has not played football in a real game as a unit. So I'm taking TCU in this one. It'll be interesting to see how North Carolina comes out in their first game with Bill Belichick. What's up, Cheezel Nasty? James, Colby's here. UNC 32, TCU 6. Wow, you're way more confident in North Carolina than I am. Scooby or Colby, I get confused. I'm calling you Colby. He took the over 55. North Carolina got this quarterback from I don't know, some directional school somewhere. But he's a dual threat quarterback. I guess he's a good player. But North Carolina's replacing one of the best running backs. Omarion Hampton, the past couple of years, is one of the best running backs in the country. So it'll be interesting to see how North Carolina's run game looks. I did not take the over. I know that's surprising and shocking, but no, I did not take the over. I didn't bet the over or the under. Now, maybe at halftime or something, I might do a live bet if I like what I see from one of these teams. But right now, I've got one bet, and it's TCU -3.5. I saw some other people that got it at 3, and some people even got it at 2.5. I don't know. I bet it this morning at this afternoon at around lunchtime, and it was at 3.5 then. So I don't know what it is now. Belichick supposedly stood out there watching TCU stretching and working out. He's a weird guy. He is a weird guy. I did see what he was wearing tonight, and it's not his famous cut-off sleeve hoodie that he wore all of those years at New England. He's got on like a wind. His girlfriend probably dressed him. She's probably like, okay, look, I'll fuck you. But you're not wearing that dumbass hoodie with the cut-off sleeves anymore. Here, put on a respectable windbreaker here. Yeah, Robert, if y'all want to sign up for the fantasy football, it's NFL fantasy football. It's free to sign up. Robert, you can post a link if you want. Oh, he already posted it. There it is. Yeah, you can sign up. I'll pay $50 to whoever wins that. The draft is on Wednesday night at around 7 o'clock or 7:30, I think. What's up, Mr. You Mad Bro? Pete, honest question. What do you think Clemson's football schedule will be now? What do you mean? What do you mean about their schedule? You mean their record? I already know what their schedule is. I I had them at 11-1, but that was with, again, a win against LSU. If I had to pick right now, I'd say they're going to lose to South Carolina. As long as Lenora Sellers is healthy, he's a problem. He's a big problem. The one good thing about the South Carolina team is their offensive line is just as bad as Clemson's, or at least they were week 1. Maybe both offensive lines will improve. I don't know. But if there was anybody other than Lenora Sellers behind center against Virginia Tech, South Carolina probably would have lost that game. So to answer your question, I would have probably Clemson at probably 10-2. The Louisville game scares me a little bit because it's Friday night on the road. So maybe 9-3 or 10-2. But in my opinion, their only way into the playoffs is to win the ACC. And right now, that's not looking like a given either. When you look at the way that Miami looked, the way that Florida State looked, even Georgia Tech for that matter. The game next week, or in 2 weeks from now, in Atlanta is going to be a huge game for Clemson. If they lose to Georgia Tech, their chances of making the playoffs go down to almost zero. Did your running game die with Phil Maffa? Or did our running game die with Phil Maffa? I would have no idea. Who would know? We didn't even try to run the ball with any running backs. The running backs got 8 carries against LSU. 8. So you look at this, if you look at the stat sheet, it says 20 runs for 31 yards. Well, 2 of those runs were wide receivers, trick plays. Most of those runs were by Cade Klubnik, and then you had a total of 8 runs between 3 running backs for the entire game. So I'm not ready to say Clemson doesn't have a running game because I haven't even seen them try to run it yet. I mean, hopefully they can get that figured out here in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully they can get figured out this week before we go to Georgia Tech next week. So, what's up, Sam? Georgia Tech ain't beating Clemson, in my opinion, but I think they'll they'll have a great year. LSU ain't no joke. Yeah. Look, people act like LSU beat Clemson up and down the field. I mean, Clemson led the entire game all the way up till midway through the third quarter, and then had a chance to tie it at the very end. So it wasn't an ass beating. Clemson made a lot of mistakes. The play calling was terrible. Klubnik made some mistakes. I thought the defense played pretty well considering. But you got to give credit to LSU. Nussmeier made the plays when he needed to, and LSU's defense played well too. So, what's up, JW? Yeah, go Navy. No way they wouldn't. Miami is lucky to have won that Notre Dame. I don't know what game you watched, Riz Chat. You were in here with me last night. Miami dominated that game. Notre Dame did show some heart. Car wreck. I liked it. I like him. They got car wreck for another 2 or 3 years, but they tried to come back. But I still think Miami looked like the better team for the vast majority of the game. He is wearing a hoodie? Oh, he must have taken off the windbreaker. But hey, he's got the sleeves on there though. He didn't cut the sleeves off. His girlfriend said no cutting of sleeves. She said if you want to get laid tonight, you're not cutting the sleeves off of that hoodie. And he said, okay. You know. It's hot. Is it hot there? I don't know. It feels great here. I'm assuming it's a little cooler in North Carolina than it is down here in southeastern South Carolina, but it's about 75 degrees outside right now, which is warm, like you said. One serious question I asked, running backs for decades, NFL stars for Clemson, how did the running back situation end up here? Just curious, not being critical. I understand what you're saying. But we've got a 5-star running back who was on the field for 2 snaps, Gideon Davidson. Now, he's a true freshman. But that's not an excuse because we've seen Dabo Swinney, if he's comfortable, he'll play a true freshman running back. Travis Etienne was a breakout star in his freshman year, and the rest was history after that. I mean, he ended up being one of the best running backs in the country the entire time he was at Clemson. So I don't know what we have at running back. We might have a diamond in the rough, but we haven't. There's no way to know it without seeing him play. You know. And even if you're going to ride with Adam Randall, the converted wide receiver, you got to give him more touches. Again, Brian Kelly said it in the post-game press conference. I believe him. He said we knew they weren't going to run the ball, and that makes them very predictable, and they just teed off on Cade Klubnik. So I don't. I have never seen a game where Clemson refuses to run the football. At least try. So and all this does is put you behind the 8 ball going into these next few weeks, because the guys that may be the guy later in the year don't have any touches or any experience yet. Did I see the draft order for Wednesday night? No, I haven't looked at it. Riley, $2 million. I think he makes like 2.5. Yeah. But when the offense plays well, Riley looks good. I mean, Clemson's offense played pretty well outside of game 1 against Georgia. I mean, do you remember the Texas game? Clemson's offense was lighting it up, man. I mean, their defense couldn't stop the run to save their life. I mean, they gave up a couple of 70-yard runs, 80-yard run. So defensively, Clemson gave the game up last year in the playoffs. But, offensively, towards the end of the year, I thought that Clemson's offense was playing pretty well. And Garrett Riley was calling the plays then, too. So Clemson running backs, 8 carries for 21 yards. There you go. What's up, Sven? You should be getting close to kickoff here. I think Clemson is okay. The ACC has nobody to offer of caliber of LSU, maybe Miami. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think LSU and South Carolina and we don't play Miami. Maybe Florida State will be the 3 best teams we play this year. I do like Georgia Tech, but they also have the same problem that Clemson had in week 1. They're one-dimensional. They don't have a passing game to speak of, really. It's really the Haynes King show. So they've got the same problem as Clemson. And as good as Clemson's defensive line is, if they can contain Haynes King, then I think Clemson should win that game in Atlanta. What's up, B-Bean? Michael? How you guys doing? There's no such thing as a bad comment, Eddie. No such thing as a bad comment. All comments are good. That's the way I look at it. You guys know the deal. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. YouTube really cares about the thumbs up, even if I don't, which I don't, but they do. So I got to play their game since I'm on YouTube. That is true, James. We have had an issue in recent years of stopping mobile quarterbacks. Just go back to, and look, a lot of teams are going to have this problem against Lenora Sellers in South Carolina. That guy's just a freak. I mean, he's just a freak. But he ran all over Clemson last year, and I have no reason to believe he won't do it again. When is Clemson going to fire Dabo? Never. You would have to have multiple years of 8-win seasons for them to fire Dabo Swinney. That's just not, I don't know. I've been hearing that for the past 7 years. When's Dabo getting fired? He's not. He's not getting fired. What's up, Ballard? What's up, Steve? Nor do I want him to get fired. I mean, what? Firing Dabo Swinney would be the dumbest move. That ain't happening. They fired Danny Ford. First of all, that was a long time ago. Here we go. It's about to start here. That was a long time ago, and there supposedly is a backstory to that he assaulted one of his coaches. Actually beat the shit out of him is the story. I don't know if that's true or not, but the story is that one of the coordinators was banging Danny Ford's daughter, and Danny Ford found out about it and beat the shit out of him, so they had to fire him. Again, I can't. Who knows if that's true or not? Yeah, exactly, Young Citrus. That'd be crazy. All right, here we go. North Carolina's going to start out. They're going to receive the kick, return it. 1st and 10. We'll get our first look at Bill Belichick's North Carolina offense. Boy, who would have thought we would have been saying that a year ago? Bill Belichick's Tar Heel offense. I can't even believe I'm saying it now. It does sound weird. All right. So we got this transfer. I'm going to call him Gio Metro. His name's Gio Lopez. His nickname for tonight is Gio Metro. You guys remember that car? All right, 1st and 10. And Gio Metro hands the ball off, run up the middle. Good run for about 9 yards. So a good start on 1st down for the Heels. That was created the culture there. I don't understand why they were they're not going to get rid of him. And anybody who thinks that they should, that's crazy. He's coming off a season where he just won the ACC and made the playoffs. I mean, 2nd down and 1. And they're going to run it again. And he's going to pick up about 3 and get the 1st down. 1st down, Heels. So far, the running game looks okay. We'll see what they got in the passing game. Sven says North Carolina 28, TCU 20. Well, that would win me my bet. Vegas thinks it's going to be higher scoring than that, though. TCU's offense is legit. So they might score 30 points on their own. We'll see. 1st down and 10. Gio Metro's going to hand it off again. Another big running lane up the middle. Picks up 9. Hood. All right, so 3 straight runs and 2 first downs. Oh, not a 1st down. Close to a 1st down. Over 55, yeah. Only way Dabo leaves is if Alabama calls. Alabama did call him after Nick Saban left. He said no thank you. Big pass play. Holy shit. What a pass that was. All the way down to about the 20-yard line. Boy, North Carolina's moving this thing quick, fast, and in a hurry. Right down the field. It's about a 30-yard pass there. Gio Metro's left-handed too. Look at that. Uh-oh, TCU's on their heels early here. Yeah, I won on the Miami game. Yeah, I won $100 in the Miami game last night. Actually, $150. I had 2 bets. I had one for 100 and one for 50. I won both of them. A 1st and 10. Over the middle, caught down to the 5-yard line. Boy, this looks too easy. TCU needs to get out of their own way. Don't tell me they're about to get embarrassed by the Heels here. They're making it look easy. Is that Tom Brady? The hell's going on here? So far, my TCU bet's not looking so good, is it? Jeez, Geo Storm. Yeah, I'm calling him Geo Metro. What's up, Travis? 1st and goal, and I think they're going to give it to Hood here. Nope, Geo Metro's going to keep it. And finally, some life out of the TCU defense. A loss of 2 yards on the quarterback run. Did you take the upset or just the points with TCU? I took TCU minus 3.5, the points. It's not an upset. TCU's favored. Ballard, are you listening? TCU's favored by 3.5 points. I picked them to win and cover. 2nd down and goal. And Gio Metro's going to hand it off to Hood, and he just walks right in. Touchdown, North Carolina. Boy, that was easy. What was that, 7 plays? 75 yards? Something like that. Holy shit. They made that look way too easy. Also, shout out to nephew PigskinPeete. My nephew is a freshman at North Carolina this year, and he's also on the cross-country team. He's a long-distance runner. What's up, Buckeye? Yeah, shout out to nephew Pete. He lives out, or my sister and her husband live out in California, but he went across the country to come to North Carolina. Here we go with the damn bots again. Somebody, yeah, thank you, whoever took care of that. I'm going to the Georgia game on Saturday. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that looked way too easy. Do y'all see all the stars they got in there tonight? You got Michael Jordan's there, Lawrence Taylor's there, Julius Peppers is there. There's more that I can't think of right now, but I saw the three of them earlier. So they got all the former North Carolina stars in attendance tonight for Bill Belichick's debut. Mockimus says this game literally doesn't matter. Miami's winning the AC. Yeah, you sound like a broken record, dude. Oh, yeah, Randy Moss is there. There's a bunch of NFL people there. Bill Belichick has that star power. Now, we still haven't seen the over-under. We decided last night on the stream that the over-under for how many times they show Jordan is at 10. I don't think I've seen her yet. They haven't showed her yet. I don't know. Maybe she's in the locker room. What's up, Kyle? Yeah, the Canes looked good last night. That was the best game so far this weekend. Was Notre Dame. It was the most exciting game, for sure. But yeah, Beck looked good. Miami looked good. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, Michael Jordan is there. But yeah, Bill Belichick's girlfriend is also Jordan. But she likes to be called Jordan. It's Jordon, not Jordan. So she's Jordan. Florida State looked the best. Look, I'll give credit where credit's due. Florida State did look good, but Alabama just looked awful. So I think it's a little bit of give and take there. I don't know what's going on in Alabama, but they looked awful. They looked like they just rolled in there expecting to roll over Florida State, and Florida State wasn't having it. Air Jordan. I want to block Mocking but if I do, he won't comment on it. I don't give a shit if he comments on his channel again. All he says is the same thing over and over again. Miami's going 100-0, winning the ACC. Everybody else sucks, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't really add anything. It's just the same dumb shit over and over again. There he is right there. See? I mean, don't block him just for being an idiot. But what's up, Jay? Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Pete, please tell me we ain't going to watch a loss at Bobby Dodd. No, we're not. No. Taterman needs a lot of voodoo rangers if TCU is going to win and cover. I don't know. It's still early. So here we go. We'll see what TCU looks like here. TCU, I think, has a legit offense. So it's going to be a long game. Octavian, yeah, what's up, Billy? Yeah, Octavian 2.0. Yeah, he's like Octavian, kind of. But Octavian's, this is sad. Octavian's smarter than him. Joe the Pilot says Georgia Tech is coming. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to going and see that game. First down and 10. TCU throws, caught. First down on first play of the drive. 11-yard pickup there for the Frogs. Makima sounds like the name of a Nissan model they released in Japan.
Casket!
It does. It sounds like one of those cars they used to do that drifting. Like Fast and the Furious. Remember, was it Fast and the Furious with Will Smith's son or whatever? Jaden? First down and 10. Gonna throw out a little bubble screen pass, and he's gonna pick up about 2 yards. Second down and 8 coming up. Yeah, Tokyo Drift. That's right, Vic. What's up, Jack? What's my thoughts on the NFL season coming up? I don't really have any. I wish I could be more help. I mean, I think you'll see the usual suspects, right? I think Philadelphia will be good again. Kansas City. They're going to try to run it on 2nd and 8. Runs into a blue wall. Got maybe a yard. I don't know. I haven't paid enough attention to the NFL to have a real, like, honest, coherent opinion about it. One thing we do know, the Cowboys will be terrible. There's some people that think the Cowboys are going to tank to get Arch Manning. And that sounds exactly like some Jerry Jones shit that he would do. You know, 3rd down and 7. Pass, I don't know where he was throwing that to, but it was incomplete. 4th down coming up. TCU's going to have to punt here on their first drive. I told y'all weeks ago Arch was a bust. I think it's way too early to say that. Jerry Jones will draft Arch Manning just because he wants to believe that they're going to resurrect the career of Peyton Manning, you know. Roll the dice says Cowboys will tank after getting Arch as well. Yeah, they'll tank for him and afterwards too. I don't know if I would. I'm being serious. If I was a highly drafted player, I don't know that I'd want to play for Jerry Jones. How old is Jerry Jones now? Look, he had a good run, but he's way too involved in the day-to-day stuff with that team. He doesn't hire guys and let them do their job. He's micromanaging everything. I don't think I'd want to work for him either, except for the money's good. Other than that, I don't think I'd want to work for him. Jerry is older than Abraham. Damn. Isn't Abraham like 400 years old? He's 82. Okay. Yeah, that's too old. What's up, G Bama boy? I told y'all should do. What'd you say? Something about Shedeur Sanders. Phil Moff is on Dallas team. I saw he got a touchdown in the preseason game. As long as Jerry Jones is alive, and I hate to say it, I don't want him to die or anything. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but I think as long as he's the owner, they're not going to be any good. Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson on the same Arkansas team together. Yeah, and that was like back in, what year was that? What year was that when Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson were on the Razorbacks team together? That's a good trivia question. I don't know the answer to it. It's got to be in the 60s, though, based on their ages. Back in 1492. Oh, that was back when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. I think he got it backwards. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 1492. I know they look old, but they're not that old. Yeah, if you want to join the 19th, hey, I was right. I said the 60s. 1964 says Hatch. I believe him. Nate says 500 AD. I think you're off by just a couple of years there. What's up, TPC? Some of y'all are changing y'all's names on me here. I got to figure out who you guys are. (1964) on Arkansas's national championship team. Was that the last year that Arkansas won a national championship? Doc says, I'm on the Jordan hype train. Oh, I saw the funniest. I don't know if you guys saw this. Somebody who it was a North Carolina fan that was tailgating today in Chapel Hill. Do y'all know that picture, that famous picture of Bill Belichick laying on his back on the beach? and he's got his leg up, holding up Jordan, and she's doing some kind of, pose or whatever. It was that. What did it say? Oh, it was that, and then above it, it said Air Jordan. I wish I could. I'm gonna probably see if I can find that and pull it up at halftime or something. It was classic. Air Jordan. First down and 10, North Carolina up by 7 from the 35-yard line. And boy, it looks like it's gonna be a false start against North Carolina, and it is. So they're going to row the boat back it on up 5 yards. Where is Mrs. Peete? She is actually at a concert with my oldest son right now. My oldest son turns 18 next week. And for his birthday present, Blink 182 is in Charleston. So they went to the Blink 182 concert. That's right. All right, first down and 15 after the penalty. And they hand the ball off. All right, finally some defense here from the Frogs. No gain on the play. How many Belichicks are coaching the Heels? All of them. All of them. Yeah, my oldest son turns 18 on the 7th. That's right. He's a senior in high school this year. Second down and 15. You don't think I got all this gray hair in my beard otherwise, right? Kids will do that to you. Second down and 15. Geo Metro, how do you not, whoa. I don't know what the call is here. He was about to get sacked. They never took him down on the ground, though. I guess they just called the play dead because he was, wrapped up. All right, Geo Metro. My son is also a senior in high school. Yeah, it's crazy. Pigskin's oldest son's about to become a Gator. No, I don't think so. I think he's thinking about going in the military. He's thinking about joining the Air Force. We'll see. Third down and 23. And they're going to hand the ball off. That was a weird play call on 3rd and 23, but didn't go anywhere. He got maybe a yard. So, all right, TCU showed up after that embarrassing opening drive. They just went right down the field and scored on them. They stopped them here. They're going to have to punt. Gio Lopez. Anthony says, Pete, I thought you got all that gray hair from watching the Tigers. Well, yeah, a combination of kids and watching Clemson football is what gave me the gray hairs. If you had a choice between Miami, Florida State, that's only 2 choices. You said 3 choices between Miami and Florida State. That's only 2. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Probably Miami. My youngest son is 10. He's about to turn 11. Scale of 1 to 10, how much trouble did the oldest son give you? No, not really any. He's been a great kid. He's never gotten in trouble at school. He's never gotten in trouble with the law. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do drugs. I mean, other than just being like a typical asshole teenager sometimes, how teenagers are, I don't have any complaints at all. I was hell on my parents at that age. I was running around doing all kinds of crazy shit. I'm surprised my parents didn't die whenever I was in high school. Yeah. Don't let him go to South Carolina. If he wanted to go to South Carolina, that'd be okay with me. I've got my youngest sister, from my dad's second marriage. She went to South Carolina. And my sister's daughter, my niece, she also went to South Carolina. What's up, Eric? Millis is in the house. Lou Sasshole is here. All right. So we're about, what, halfway through the first quarter here. 7-0. It's time for TCU to start showing Bill Belichick what college football is all about, because he obviously doesn't know. If your son told you that he had 3 choices for school, which one would he want him to choose? Miami, University of Florida, and Florida State. Which one would I want him to choose? I guess it would depend on whatever he's wanting to major in. I mean, as far as like, I don't know. I wouldn't care, really. Yeah, exactly. It would depend on the major. Does Loose Sasshole know that his name sounds like loose asshole? I'm pretty sure he knows that, yeah. If I had to guess. He doesn't want to join the Army. He's mentioned several times thinking about joining the Air Force. He's talked to a couple of Air Force recruiters, and I think that's where he's leaning. If he does join the military, it's probably going to be the Air Force, which is fine with me. I don't really want him out there fighting wars, you know, in the Middle East on the ground. So Air Force, Navy is where I prefer him to go. Rob Sanders tank top from a Bama Clemson fan. You guys did. Oh, there's Rob Sanders tank top. We still looked better than Alabama. Well, if you're looking for the silver lining, then yeah, we looked better than Alabama, but that's not saying much. I can't think of any team that looked as bad as they did. Jake, the Minnesota sports fan, what's up? Hey, Minnesota sport, are you a Golden Gopher? Y'all, that's where this came from. Pete's walking stick was. This came from. It was inspired by PJ Fleck rowing the boat. That's right. Row the boat. Sky U Ma and all that. Second down and good defense there by the Heels. Goes nowhere. All over him like white on rice. Yeah, it's a Voodoo Ranger. All right, they're going to throw it on 2nd and 11 towards the sideline. No catch. Flag out. Uh-oh. That might be 15-yard pass interference penalty against the Heels. I think it is. Y'all see Bill Belichick just said, fuck. That's all he said. Fuck. I'm a Cyclone Iowa fan follower, and I went to an FCS school. Oh, okay. I just figured since I thought Minnesota sports fan, you might have been a Gopher. Vikings fan, I got you. TCU is just hoping for prayers this ain't gonna work. So far, it's not working. That's for sure. But they did get the penalty in their favor that time. So 1st down and 10 after the penalty. And the North Carolina players are playing with an edge here. I'm actually surprised here. They've got so many transfers. 1st down and 10. They're in Tar Heel territory. They're going to run it this time. Out to the left side. Picks up 4 yards. 2nd down and 6. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great Labor Day. Anybody do anything special? I did the midday show for about an hour today. I went and had lunch with my wife. She was off work. We went and got some Mexican food. And then I drove and took them to the concert and got back here just in time to do this stream. 2nd down and 6. Good run on 2nd down. I think he's just short, though. We'll see where they spot this. I think he's about a half a yard short. So 3rd and short coming up. Clean the house and the car and a lot of yard work. Hey, man. Nothing wrong with that. Bob is here. What's up, Bob? Bob says, I'm checking in. I'm here. I see you, Bob. All right, a little screen pass here. What happened here? Did I miss the play? Yeah, they got the 1st down. So 1st and 10 from the 33. They got a 2 tight end set here, I think. Yeah. They got a 2 tight end set. This is an interesting formation. And they run it. Good run. Picks up about 7. 6 or 7. 2nd down and 4. Went down to food line and watched the produce trucks unload. Boy, that sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. How'd the onions look? 2nd down and 4. Come on, Froggies. I need the Frogs to cover. I don't care about North Carolina. I don't care about... I'm not a conference homer. Let's go, Frogs. And they throw it in the end zone. What a pass. Caught for a touchdown. That was a dime right there. He was wide open, too. Just ran right past the defender. Touchdown. So we've got a tie game here. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first. We've got a tie football game. Whoever took that over bet, right now it's looking really good. 14 points already. There might be more points scored before the first quarter's over. Sven and Q score more points than Tennessee. No. Yeah, the TCU quarterback set a record last year at TCU for passing. So, yeah. That's what I said. That's the reason I took them. I mean, they've got eight starters on defense returning. TCU does. They've got 6 or 7 starters returning on offense, including almost their entire offensive line and their quarterback who set a passing record for TCU last year. Meanwhile, North Carolina's got 60 new players. 60. So that was a no-brainer for me. If I lose the bet, I lose the bet. But TCU should win this game. What was your? I don't know. I don't think I did see your last question. Pete, does your son have high school physical test and GPA grade-wise to get in the Air Force Academy? I'm not talking about going to the Air Force Academy. He's talking about enlisting in the Air Force. But yeah, he does have. Yeah, he's got the requirements, but he's not looking to go to the academy. 70 new players. Okay, I was underestimating. I thought I read earlier they said 60. Not to mention getting owned by Vanderbilt, the worst Oklahoma team in years, but good job, Jack. I'm looking forward to that game next week. Michigan and Oklahoma should be a good one. I don't know what he wants to do. He's still trying to figure that out. My brother just retired from the Air Force last year. My brother was a C-5 pilot for 24 years in the Air Force. Now he's a commercial pilot, but he flew during the Iraq and Afghanistan war. Then he became a flight instructor, and then he retired. So, all right, 1st and 10, North Carolina tie game. Oh, I didn't give TCU their points, did I? Here we go. 1st and 10. Under center, Geo Metro hands the ball off. And TCU's defense is playing a lot better than they did on that first drive. Got maybe a yard out of that. Pilots have the highest percentage of jobs that hang upside down pineapples. I can guarantee you my brother ain't no swinger. So, 2nd down and 5. I'm sorry, 2nd down and 9. What did I say, 5? From the 26. Geo Metro hands the ball off, hitting the backfield. Uh-oh, the run game is taking a nosedive for the Heels. They made some adjustments on defense after that first drive for sure. I dated a few pilots' wives in Orlando. Why would you date somebody's wife? What's wrong with you, Jay? Damn, man, that's messed up. Third down and 10. I stop here, and I'm giving the edge to TCU. Oh, quarterback under pressure. Geo Metro throws it into coverage, double coverage, incomplete, and he got put on his ass too. And that first drive was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? Now they can't move the ball. They can't get a first down. All right, still 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter here, and TCU's about to get the ball back. Can I finally win a college football bet? I hope you do, because I think you took the same bet as me, didn't you? No, you bet the over. Alabama may be worse than Florida with a coach that has zero clue what he's doing. Him and DeBoer must be family. Yeah, I see. I've been seeing people talking about DeBoer is going to be on the hot seat. They owe, if they fire him this year or after this year, they owe him over $70 million. So DeBoer will be the coach this year and at least next year. Unless Alabama's got money like that, I can't imagine paying somebody $70 million to go away. That's insane money. But some of these schools got it. Do I think the under is the way to go on the Troy game? I don't even know what the over. It would depend on what it is. I have a feeling that Clemson's going to go out and absolutely destroy Troy. I think that game is. Clemson's probably score a lot of points in that game. 1st and 10. And they run the ball and get nothing. Maybe a yard. I haven't won a college football bet this season so far. I'd stop betting if I were you. If you're 2 weeks in and you haven't won a single bet, you might want to just go ahead and hang it up, buddy. 2nd down and 10. Hey, good pass there for a first down across the 40-yard line. Right between two defenders. That was a hell of a pass there. Clemson will beat Troy by 80, then all the taters will be happy again. Well, I'll be happy with a win. A win's always better than a loss. You know what I mean? I just want to see them establish a run game. I'm not worried about Clemson's defense in the least bit. I'm worried about the offensive line and the run game. I think Cade will be fine. He'll figure it out. Figured it out last year. Y'all forget they got their ass whipped by Georgia way worse than they lost to LSU last year, and they figured it out. I think they're better this year than they were last year, all around. Cheers, everybody. That was a Michael Jordan swish right there. All right, 2nd down and 9. Quarterback under pressure. He's going to tuck it and run and pick up about 3 yards after all that. Damn, he didn't even try to slide. He put his shoulder down. Hoover the mover. I'm going to call him Hoover. We got Geo Metro for North Carolina and Hoover the mover for TCU. Y'all might not know Hoover the mover, but that was a big That was a furniture company down here where I live, and they called themselves Hoover the Mover. It sounds like a moving company, but it wasn't. It was a furniture company. They sold couches and shit, you know? 3rd down and 6. Hoover the Mover throws up to the 50. It's caught. Forward progress is going to give him the 1st down here, I think. Big time 3rd down conversion there. Eric down here where I live, he might remember Hoover the Mover. Remember them commercials that used to come on every 5 seconds on the local like ABC or CBS or whatever? Hoover the Mover. Come get your new mattress. 0% financing. There's also a Hoover the Mover car dealership. Yeah, that's a GMC dealership. But there was a Hoover the Mover furniture company back in the 80s. I nicknamed a girl Roto Rooter. God damn. Jay. I don't know how far back I got to scroll to read your last comment, buddy. What's up, Travis? I did 6 bets for week 1, 2 in week 0. So you're 0 for 8? Damn. I wasn't down here then, moved down from Columbia in 2013. Okay, yeah, I'm talking about a long time ago. Yeah, I'm talking about back in the 80s and early 90s. They eventually went out of business, I think. And then, it might, you know what? Who knows? It might be the same people that started Hoover the Mover, the car dealership, the GMC dealership. It might be the same people. I don't know. Yeah, Robert's down real bad. You know who's really down bad? Colby's down bad. Colby, we're in this gambling chat together, all of us gamblers. Colby last night after the Miami and Notre Dame game was up like $360 or something. And he then went on to bet like some shit over in Asia. I don't know, badminton or something. I don't even know what he did, but he lost like $300 between the time that game ended and this morning. Betting on dumb shit in Asia and Vietnam or something. What's up, Double O'Neill? What's up? Good to have football back. Appreciate the streams. Hang out when I can. When I watch the games. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. The hell with all these Bama fans on these message boards. I was going through it after they were saying only reason why Florida State beat them is because the referees. The referees, did they watch the game? Bama got destroyed in that game. The refs had absolutely nothing to do with that. They just that was a good old-fashioned ass whooping. And what that was. Look, I don't go on fan message boards for that very reason right there. And every fan base has this. It's not exclusive to Alabama. Clemson's got it. TigerNet. Every school has these message boards. I don't go on them at all. For that very reason. They're full of idiots. Bama got tongue punched in the turd box. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it there. I agree 100%. I don't think I've ever heard. I've heard fart box. I don't know if I've ever heard turd box. I might have to steal that from you. Florida State could have punched one in more one time. Yeah, they could have scored more. I heard rumors, and again, I don't know. This might be some dumb rumor that came off of one of those dumb message boards, but the rumor was there was a bunch of Alabama players that were partying late till like 2 a.m. the night before that game. If that's true, then that's a culture problem. That's a coaching problem. Again, I can't verify that. That's just I've heard that from Alabama fans. I don't know if it's true, but if that is true, there should be whoever's doing that should be suspended immediately. If you're not taking these games seriously, then you should be playing for a team like Alabama. First down and 10. TCU from the 50. Great field position to start the second quarter and to start this drive. And Hoover the Mover hands the ball off. Great run for about 8 yards. All right, think the tides are starting to turn here. TCU is looking like the more veteran team, which is what they are. Outside of that first drive. Second down and 3. He's going to fight his way. I think he got the first down here. See where they spot it? Yeah, he got it. He got it. And now my TV just froze, which is great. All right, it's back on now. First down and 10. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. YouTube really cares about that. Is Belichick's girlfriend a cheerleader? He wishes. I don't know if she's a cheerleader, but she can definitely do the splits. I do know that. All right, Hoover the Mover is going to hand the ball off again. Oh, he almost breaks free, but he gets another first down. Boy, TCU is running all over this Heels defense. They've got to be averaging somewhere around 7 or 8 yards a carry at this point. And North Carolina's got no answer. Oh, they're going to spot him just short, but they give him the ball back again. He's breaking tackles across the 30. First down, Frogs. Ribbit. Some little 135-pound punk Bama fan saying he wants to kick my ass while I'm me and Slaw at dinner. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jay, don't go back to jail. I saw Jay go to jail for whipping some guy's ass in Athens. That was funny as shit. I got that on video, actually. First and 10. Oh, caught! Another first down to the 11-yard line. Frogs on the move. Yeah, this little punk walked up to Jay and decided he wanted to put his hands on. We were at this bar in Athens. This little punk walked up, decided he wanted to lay his hands on Jay. Jay put him in a sleeper hold, just laid him down like this. Cops came over, arrested Jay. Like, what? First and 10. I told that cop. I videoed the whole thing. Well, not the part where he put the guy to sleep, but I videoed it afterwards, after they had Jay in handcuffs. I went right up to the cop and started interviewing him with my cell phone. I was like, Jay whipped his ass, didn't he? He's like, I can't really divulge any information. That was hilarious. What's up, Jesse? It was kind of messed up, too. I told the guy, I was like, he didn't do nothing. He just defended himself. And the cop is like, yeah, but in these situations, we got to take them both to jail. Like, it doesn't matter who started it. Like, he's going to jail. I was like, what? That's messed up. First down and 25 now for the Frogs. And Hoover the Mover throws it. It's caught at the 15, taken down immediately. All right, so we're going back and forth here. They're gaining yards, they're losing yards, they're gaining it back. He got about 15 out of that, though, so it should be back to, what, about 2nd and 10? 2nd and 12. And he goes inside the 10, down out of bounds around the 9-yard line. Bill Belichick's on the sideline scratching his head. Bill Belichick's over there going, college football is not the same as... Where's Tom Brady? Can y'all get Tom Brady? 3rd down and 7. Hoover the mover back to pass on 3rd and 7. Rolls out to his left, looking in the end zone, throws it. Oh, almost caught. He dropped it. Threw it in the end zone, incomplete. So I'm assuming the Frogs are going to bring out the field goal unit here, 4th and 7. I hate to make you walk from jail. Luckily, I met some fairy that gave me a ride. Yeah, that was a crazy night. That was a crazy night in Athens that we had. I had a lot of fun that night. It sucked that you got arrested, though. I need touchdowns, not field goals. No, you're doing fine. It's about to be 17 points here. There's a flag down. False start by the Frogs. That's going to back them up. Still a short field goal, though. 4th and 12. So instead of a, 27 yards, it's going to be 32. What's up, Justin? I heard about you through Lou. All right, cool. All right, and the kick is up, and it is good. So the Frogs score a field goal there to take the lead for the first time in this game. Outside of that first drive there by North Carolina, they have not shown me anything that makes me think they're going to win this game. At all. So here we go. Frogs up by 3. Jack says this is a boring game. Is it? I don't think it's a boring game at all. $17 points scored in the first 16 minutes of the game. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'll watch anything right now. I'll watch fucking Jackson State play against Mercer. I don't care. I hope you told the cops I don't answer questions, never give them anything at all. I mean, a friend gave me that advice. I don't know. He didn't have to say anything. Well, first of all, Jay wasn't uncooperative at all. I mean, if somebody grabs you and you defend yourself, I mean, he could have hurt that kid. Jay could have really hurt that kid if he wanted to, but he didn't. He just put him in a hold and took him to the ground and incapacitated him. He didn't hurt him. So it'd be one thing if he hurt him, but he didn't. Yeah, this is a good game so far. I'm really happy with this first, both week 0 and week 1. I'm happy with the games we've had so far. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to football watching. I'm trying to work on it. Well, I don't know. What don't you like about this game? Jack, are you still mad about Alabama losing? Is that what's going on here? You have to get over it, buddy. Clemson lost too. You don't see me crying in my Cheerios about it. You know? You had a good run. The Miami game with Michael Irvin on the sideline was amazing. Yeah, Michael Irvin over there stomping up and down. Michael Irvin. Who's the other one? Ed Reed. Miami always. That's one thing about Miami is they always have the former players. You know, from 30 years ago, they're always on the sideline. Oh yeah, Ray Lewis too. That's right. Yeah, Ray Lewis too. My TV just blacked out again. don't know what's going on here. There it is. TV keeps blacking out. All right, I'm about to switch TVs here. I got 2 TVs in here. I'll just put them both on. No. Is Bama really 5-5 in their last 10 games? That sounds about right, yeah. That does sound about right. I got 2 TVs on now with the same game, just in case one of them goes out for no reason. All right, 11 minutes and 12 seconds left. North Carolina's going to return it from their own end zone. Decent return there, gets up to about the 25-yard line. Outside of that first drive for North Carolina, they haven't shown shit on offense. We at Clemson are not far from it. I disagree with that. I mean, yeah, Clemson lost the game. Did they look as bad as Alabama? Not anywhere close to as bad as Alabama. No. There definitely wasn't a lack of effort like Alabama had. It wasn't an effort problem. 1st and 10, and they're going to throw it deep down the left sideline. Geo Metro incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Boy, North Carolina's got to figure something out here. Whatever they had going in that first quarter, that first drive, just ain't working anymore. Or maybe TCU's defense just knocked the dust off it and settled in. Geo Metro is going to keep it, and he's going to lose 4 yards. They're rowing the boat now. Uh-oh. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. The walking stick is now out. That means it's over for North Carolina. They are rowing the boat. Third and 13. They're going to run on 3rd and 13 out to the right side, get maybe 4 yards. And North Carolina's going to have to punt. Holy shit. Yeah, these bots are getting out of hand. My team won on Thursday, so it has been a good weekend. Yeah, anytime your team wins, it's good, especially in week 1. It's a little bit early for the stick, you're right. But it's been a long, this is my 3rd night straight of streaming, so I might need the stick just to hold me up, to be honest with you. And decent punt there. Fair catch at the 30. TCU is about to break this thing open, I'm telling y'all. The Bill Belichick experiment's going to be a disaster. I promise you. It ain't going to work. Who is the biggest loser for week 1? That's a tough question. I don't know. Alabama, Texas, Clemson, Boise State. Some of those games, though, I don't think are big losses. I don't think Clemson losing to LSU is that big of a deal. I didn't like what I saw in the game, but I think LSU's legit. I don't think Texas losing to Ohio State's that big of a deal. Ohio State's legit. I don't think that Notre Dame losing to Miami is that big of a deal. I think Miami's legit. So, the one that looked the worst doing it, though, was definitely Alabama. I mean, that game, they just got embarrassed. Boise State is another one. Yeah, no, yeah. Everyone's still in it, technically. What's up, Gutters Pub? Yeah, hit that thumbs up. Thank you, fools. Notre Dame may have to win out to make the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know if a 10-2 at Notre Dame will make it in. That's a good point. Probably not. They'll be favored in every game they've got for the rest of the year. I mean, their next game is they get a week off this week. Then they go to they got A&M at home. If they lose to A&M, that might be it for them. That A&M game for them is probably their hardest game left. Dumbo got paid to get canned. Yeah. Dumbo Fisher. I can't wait for that. That is, as the kids say, low key, a great matchup coming up. South Florida and Florida. Imagine if South Florida beats Florida. Because the week after that, Florida has to go on the road in Baton Rouge and play LSU. So a loss to South Florida for Florida would be, it might end their season. And it doesn't get much easier after that either. Florida's got a brutal schedule. They still got to play Georgia. Does Florida play South Carolina? They still got to play Miami. That's in Miami too, yeah. They've got that the South Florida game and really the LSU game is must win for Florida. I think LSU beats Florida. It's in Baton Rouge. 1st and 10. Well, one of my TVs is ahead of the other, so it's 2nd down and 10. Yeah, we'll go to this TV then. 2nd down and 10, TCU. And they're going to run it up the middle for about a yard or so. So it's going to be 3rd and 9. Kalen DeBose. Travis says, Jay, from one gay man to another, I think.
Casket!
3rd down and 9. Hoover the mover steps up in the pocket, throws it, caught on the sideline at the 35-yard line. He's in bounds. That's going to be a 1st down for the Frogs. That was a hell of a throw and catch. He was covered too. All right, here from the 39, or sorry, the 34. Gonna run it again. And yeah, he gets tripped up, but he still got about 4 yards out of that. Fell forward for 2 yards. 2nd down and 6. Slap Happy. What's up, Slap Happy? Florida still has to play LSU, Florida State, Georgia, Texas, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. Oh, man, oh boy. That is brutal. 2nd down and 7. Gonna run it again. Up the middle. Got 3 or 4. 3rd down and 2 coming up. Roll Tide 99 says, come on, Frogs, bring it straight up North Carolina's donkey. What is donkey code word for? All right, 3rd down and 2. I'd be shocked if they didn't run it here. And they do, and he gets 3. First down, Frogs. Inside the 25-yard line. So they're well within field goal range here. But the Frogs are looking to get 6 or 7 points here, not 3. Bill Belichick is right for the college coaching game. Why would you think he's right for the coaching college? There's zero evidence to back that up. See, I think you meant he's not. I think you meant isn't, but you said is. First down and 10, they're going to throw it out to the sideline. He's going to pick up maybe 3 yards. 2nd and 7. And he had a receiver wide open in the end zone. 2nd down and 7. And another run for about 3. 3rd and 4. Why does even lesser teams seem to have the least functioning offense? He needs to stop worrying about his girlfriend. Yeah, good luck with that. I wouldn't be surprised if his girlfriend was calling in plays. He's got some sort of hidden earpiece in. She's calling in plays. Then he's calling in the same play that she told him to the coordinator, and he's calling it into the team, to the quarterback. 3rd down and 4. Oh, the ball is tipped, intercepted by the heels. Wow. Big turnover there. They were knocking on the, I thought they were about to score. Big turnover for the heels. Boy, this TV over here is a whole 2 minutes behind on the clock. Damn. Boy, North Carolina needed that. They needed that bad. That was kind of a freak play, though. After I win the Powerball tonight, I'm going to steal Belichick's girlfriend. How much is the Powerball? Oh, actually, that's a stupid question. When I took my wife and son to drop them off at that Blink 182 concert, and on my way home, I stopped to get these 6-pack of beer, and I was in the gas station, and there was a line practically out the door. I was like, oh, God. I had to wait in line for like 10 minutes to buy my beer because everybody was buying Powerball tickets. Is it over $1 billion or something? I don't know what it is, but it was unbelievable. $314 million after taxes. Yeah, well, no disrespect to Bill Belichick's girlfriend, but I wouldn't want her for free. So I don't know why anybody paid $314 million for her. So that's just me. She's not my type. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything, but she's just not my type. Is Bama the only team to lose the SEC on Saturday? No. No. I don't think so. I don't know. 1.1 billion. Oh yeah, Texas lost to Ohio State. We will be a real estate power couple in Cape Cod. How about just be a real estate power on your own? Why do you need Bill Belichick's girlfriend to help you with real estate? That's weird. If you take the lump sum, it's only 314. Yeah, only $314 million. What's up, Danny D-Rock? That's what I'm saying. The hard take's thinking like me. Out here with Bill Belichick's leftovers, you can have somebody way hotter than her for $314 million. You're drinking the same Kool-Aid Bill Belichick's drinking, Vandy Dandy. Holy hell. She's got you whipped too. I understand. At least I understand why she's got him whipped. He's 50 years older than her. Why he's got you? She got you whipped. I don't know. That's weird. LSU's not ready for prime time. I'm worried about Penn State and Georgia and Texas. LSU was ready for prime time 2 days ago. I have no idea what you're saying there. Vic says, quit simping. Vic, you're starting to sound like Slitta. This is simping here.
That happened to me. This woman that I liked for a year or so, I invited her to hang out with my friends at a camping trip in the mountains in 2009 or 10 was it? And she wound up just basically when we got there, walking around, basically ignoring me. And I drove up there, by the way, with her, and in my car, and she wound up making out and fucking some dude in the same tent that I was sleeping in.
All right, that's down bad there. All right, 1st and 10. Hoover the Mover hands the ball off. No, I'm sorry, Geo Metro hands the ball off, a run for about 4 yards. This game has proven that Brady was responsible for Belichick's success. Yeah, well, this game's not proven that. It was proven after Brady left and went to the Buccaneers. All right, 3rd and 4. Touchdown TCU. What the hell just happened? A pick six. Dang. Well, just like that, folks. Yeah, thank you, moderators. I didn't even see that. I was too busy listening to Sleeta talking about his girlfriend banging some guy in a tent. Flag down. This is gonna be a excessive celebration or unsportsmanlike conduct or whatever. Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct against TCU. That'll be enforced on the kickoff. Boy, Geo Metro, what was that? What was that, Geo Metro? Damn. I try to tell y'all. All right, there's still 4 minutes left in the half here. And it's going to be 17-7 TCU. The extra point is good. So outside of the opening drive for North Carolina, their offense has been pretty bad. I'm surprised that TCU is only favored by 3.5 in this game. Still a lot of time left. We'll see what happens here. But this is the difference between a team that's never played together and a team that's played a lot of football together with TCU. Go Pats is here. What's up, Go Pats? Boise had a 7-0 lead as well and got smoked. Yeah, you can't, look. They had some predetermined plays for that first drive. A lot of teams do that. A lot of teams, they'll have, this is what we're going to do on the first drive no matter what. This play, this play, this play, this play, this play. That's all great. Once you run out of those pre-scripted plays and the other team starts to adjust to it, you got to figure shit out on the fly. And that's what you're seeing happen right now. All right, so here we go. After the pick six, 17-7, just inside of 4 minutes left in the half, and TCU kicks it deep, and they're going to return it. That wasn't a great kick, but good punt coverage there. Gets up close to the 30-yard line. North Carolina needs to score bad. If North Carolina doesn't score before the half, this thing might get ugly. TCU gets the ball to start the second half. So a 3-and-out here would be devastating. TCU could score again and then get the ball back in the second half. This thing might be over early in the third if that happens. North Carolina needs to score here. Bad. 1st and 10 from the 35. Geo Metro hands the ball off, runs right into a purple wall, got maybe 2 yards out of that. What's up, Slim? Bama is number 2 on my poll, second worst team in the SEC. Kentucky is the first worst. Yeah, Kentucky looked terrible, didn't they? Yeah, Kentucky might be the worst team. I think Kentucky will be the worst team in the SEC this year. 2nd down and 7. From the 38. Geo Metro hands the ball off. Good run. Close to the 50. Up to about the 48-yard line. 1st down, Heels. Yeah, Vanderbilt won't be the worst team. It'll be Kentucky, if I had to guess right now. We're going to learn a lot about Oklahoma coming up this week when they play Michigan. I picked Michigan to win that game. That might be a good one, though. As long as John Mateer from Oklahoma bet on himself, they might win, but I'm taking Michigan. 1st and 10. Another run for about 3. 2nd down and 7. The worst team in the SEC will be Mississippi State. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's only been 1 week. All right, 2nd down and 7. Yeah, I don't think Alabama is one of the worst teams in the SEC. I think that's way too premature. I mean, they did not look good, but they're still one of the most talented teams in the country. They've got to figure some shit out. But I don't think they're Kentucky level. No. No. Vandy isn't even in the bottom 3 SEC teams. We'll learn a lot about Vanderbilt this week. Is it this week or when do they play Virginia Tech? Is that this week or next week? Virginia Tech was impressive against South Carolina. I mean, Lenore Sellers was just too much for them, but they were impressive. They played better than I thought they would, that's for sure. Kentucky, Mississippi State, Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas is another one. Yeah. So I actually think I might agree with Vandy Dandy here. I think Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Arkansas are probably all worse than Vanderbilt. I agree with them. I still maintain that Kentucky might be the worst. Hard to say after 1 week. Same thing with all these conferences. The ACC too. A 1 week sample is just not enough to make that determination. But boy, did Kentucky look bad. They look bad. Bad. Real bad. Sam Pittman's getting fired after this season. Yeah, he's on the hot seat for sure. After 1 week, the best are the worst. Is that some kind of 4D chess? Yoda, Mind control shit there? After the first week, the best are the worst. What? Screech. I think you're trying to play mind games with me. What's up, buddy?
I'm gonna go to bed, okay?
All right, good night, buddy.
Love you. Good night.
Love you too.
I'm gonna play with my girl.
Okay. Repeat's going to bed. He's got school in the morning. For once, I agree with you. That was the first time for everything. Is this the longest commercial break in the history of commercial breaks? I don't know what's going on. Is Bill Belichick getting a blowjob from his girlfriend, or what's happening here? Belichick should have stayed in the NFL coaching wise. He should just no. At some point, these people just need to retire. Whatever happened to retirement? Forget make America great again or make America healthy again. Let's make retirement great again. Like, you spend your whole life making all this money just for what? To lose to TCU when you're 80? Hey, bro, you've got a girlfriend who's 50 years younger than you. Buy a yacht. Get a couple of houses in Asia somewhere to vacation in South America or Costa Rica or whatever the fuck, and go enjoy the rest of your 10 years you got left if you're lucky. 2nd down and 7. And Geo Metro is going to run for about 3 yards. I'm surprised Blue Chew hasn't sponsored the game. That's a good point. Yeah, that would be a prime opportunity for Blue Chew to sponsor this game, yeah, and run ads on it. That's it, yeah. They need to hire you, Ultra Mega Dog, for the marketing department. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 3. North Carolina needs a score on this drive. They've only got less than a minute and a half to go here in the half. Oh, bad snap, but he picks it up. Geo Metro throws it deep after the bad snap down the sideline, covered. He's looking at what intercepted, but incomplete. And North Carolina's receiver is looking for a flag there. No. That just, I don't even know why he threw that ball. He was covered. He got away with that should have been intercepted. Pete, you're right. Some of my family members are retired and they are in their early 60s. I just don't understand the point of, I don't know, maybe Bill Belichick just loves, being on the sideline, and that's fine. Look, it's his life, not mine. I'm just saying, you spend all that time making all that money, you can't even enjoy it. Basically losing to TCU. What a crazy play that was on the punt, but they did get it off. Another bad snap. The punter picked it up and squib kicked it, and then got hit. So there's 53 seconds remaining in the half. I don't know what TCU is going to do here. Will they just kneel it? They get the ball to start the second half. If I were them, I probably would just go ahead and kneel it and go in the locker room and then just see what you can do to start the second half out. But Robert just wants points. He don't care. Robert wants this to be 150-39. Robert, I think your over still okay, buddy. And they do run a play, and they get about 6 yards on the play. So TCU's trying to score here. I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. They're up by 10. They get the ball to start the second half. They're trying to put their foot on that neck. I respect that. Punter looks like John Belushi. He looks like John Belushi, early John Belushi. Not late. Late John Belushi was pretty bad looking. But I do see what you're saying. He does kind of look like him. He looks like a young John Belushi. They got a first down, 1st and 10 from the 38. They still got all 3 timeouts in 41 seconds. They might be able to at least get in field goal range here. And they're going to do a draw play, and he gets right back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. And they might use a timeout here. You taking the gato with you? The Norwegian method is here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, SEC dog. They might get a field goal here. TCU for, I can't believe we went the entire half and neither team used a timeout until now. That's almost unheard of. Neither team has used a single timeout until 36 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Which is good with me. That means that the game's going by fast. It's only 9:30. Hell, just a little over an hour ago they kicked off. It's already halftime almost. This game's moving fast so far. 57.5. That might be a live bet. 2nd down and 10. Quick pass caught. Breaks a tackle, gets out of bounds across the 47 or 48. Gonna be a 1st down. Oh man, TCU's about to score here again. They got 30 seconds left. Have no fear, the Norwegian is here. All right, from the 49. And they're just taking their time. Still 10 minutes left on the play clock. Or 10 seconds. Hoover the mover throws it over the middle. Caught! Wide open! He's in field goal range already. Boy, this is about to be a slaughter here. About to be a slaughter. That's why I took TCU minus 3.5. Hoover the mover back to pass again. 17 seconds left. Wide open receiver in the flat. Gets inside the 30 all the way down to about the, no, inside the 30. Yeah, about 26 or 27 yard line. They might score a touchdown here. They got 13 seconds left. 2nd down and 3. They still got 2 timeouts. They can stop the clock twice more. They got time for probably 3 more plays. They might score a touchdown here. Yeah. Hoover the mover over the middle again, all the way down to the 15. 9 seconds. TCU's going to call a timeout here, I think. Bill Belichick's over there doing one of these deals. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I was getting a blowjob with my girlfriend 5 minutes ago. Now I'm out here coaching football for no reason. And she won't even let me wear cut-off sweatshirts. I might need to retire after this game. Yeah, they got at least time for 2 more plays here. And they're going to reset the game clock to 10 seconds. What's up, Gato? What are you doing? What are you doing? Cat's mad about something. She might be into scat. Yes, I'll be streaming the Clemson game next week. Clemson plays at 3:30 next week. There's several good games on. There's like 3 or 4 decent games on at 3:30. So we'll watch the 3:30 games, including Clemson and Troy, next Saturday. All right, 1st and 10. Hoover the mover throws it to the sideline, incomplete. 6 seconds left. I guess you got to kick a field goal here to make it 20-7. 6 seconds is not, they still do have a timeout, but that's not enough time to run 2 plays. I got the hiccups. Yeah, take the points. It looks like they're going to here. Field goal kicker out. 32-yard field goal is this? What? No, it's not even that, is it? And the kick is up, and it is good. So, North Carolina comes out to start the game out, drives right down the field with no problem, touchdown, and haven't been able to do shit offensively since. Meanwhile, TCU has scored 20 points since that touchdown. So, 27 points scored in the first half. Bill Belichick's over there going like this. What did I get myself into? Where's Tom Brady? Yeah. This game might be over sooner than we thought it was going to be. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's still only a 2-score game. I'm going to take about a 5 or 10 minute break here, guys, for halftime. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Chat amongst yourselves. I'm not going anywhere. Do y'all think that North Carolina has a chance to come back in this game? I don't. I guess anything's possible, but I'm going to go ahead and say no on that. I did say that. I lied to you and myself, apparently. Look at that. Swish. Let me see what did I pick, or what did we pick on the ACC show for North Carolina this year? Let me find it. Let's see here. We had North Carolina at 5-7. I'm not even sure they'll win 5 games, honestly. But that's what we had. Yeah, 5-7. I'm pretty sure we had them losing this game too. Yeah, we had them losing this game, which is accurate. Belichick doesn't like to score over 16. He might not tonight. What's up, Sir UJ? My Vegas bro. The American flag. I've had the American flag up there for a couple of months. Yeah, I had this up there. I had this Clemson flag up there, but the Clemson flag with the Clemson paw underneath it was too much. So yeah. Plus, I put this chair in here. Well, actually, I moved that chair from over there to over there and added that chair. This is my football watching room since I have 2 TVs in here. I don't think Sir UGA cares about the NFL. Most people don't. I can't really understand the people that try to tell me that the NFL is a better product than college football. I don't even think it's close. College football is way more exciting. Yes, obviously football was better played in the NFL than it is in college, but it's not near as exciting. I mean, look at the games we saw this weekend. Week 1 of the NFL season is going to be a snooze fest compared to what we saw this weekend in college. I watch the NFL. I'll go to NFL games too. I've been to a bunch of them. But it doesn't compare. It's not even close. Four teams in the AP top 10 lose over the weekend. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow what the AP rankings are. Who's going to move? How far is Clemson going to fall? How far is Alabama going to fall? How far is Texas going to fall? I don't know. I need a hot tub in this. I don't need a hot tub. No, thank you. Is it the marching bands, cheerleaders, traditions? I don't know, but I agree. Kind of all of the above, I think. I think it's the pageantry and really just the atmospheres of the games. I went to the NFC Championship. What year was that? The Carolina Panthers NFC Championship game. I want to say it was in 2010, maybe. I don't know. It was 15 or 16 years ago. And that was a big game, obviously, the NFC Championship game. And that didn't even compare to, Clemson versus LSU or Ohio State versus Texas. I mean, it's a totally different thing. Did I wipe? I pooped before the stream, not during the stream. And why wouldn't I wipe anyway? Of course I wiped. I mean, what do you think, I'm a caveman? I think I would have liked NFL in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, that was back when they were allowed to take drugs. I was listening, this is some years ago, to, y'all remember the show on ESPN, Mike and Mike, with Mike Golick and Mike Greenberg? Of course, Mike Golick used to play for the Eagles back in the day. He talked about some of the crazy shit that went on back then that just doesn't happen now. He said in the middle of the locker room, they had a bowl full of amphetamine pills, which I guess is that like Adderall? I don't know what the difference between amphetamine pill. I think that's what that is. Same type of thing. He said they would go in there at halftime of an NFL game. They would have a cooler full of cold beers. They'd all be in there drinking beers, popping amphetamines, and smoking cigarettes at halftime. It's like, what? Boy, it was a different world back then. A different world back then. That will cause you to have a heart attack. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of those guys that played back then are dead now. They didn't make it out of their 60s because of that. Yeah. It was just a different world back then. Now it's all focused on health and conditioning, and back then they didn't give a shit. They were smoking cigarettes and eating meth. Sounded like fun, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they had hookers in the locker room at halftime. I mean, seriously, they had no rules back then. Everyone was on steroids. And you can say what you want to about Major League Baseball. And the steroid era was the most exciting era in all of Major League Baseball. Period. I say let them take steroids. Fuck it. I want to see 85 home runs. You know what I mean? That's true. Cheezel says the funny thing is that more players are getting hurt now than they were then. Well, that's because they were so numb on alcohol and methamphetamines that they didn't even know they were hurt. They pulled a hamstring. They're just like, fuck it, give me another amphetamine pill. You know? I'll worry about the consequences later. Yeah, the Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds era, man, that'll never be repeated. Did the NBA ever do it? I'm sure they did. I mean, professional sports back then was just a different animal. And the other thing is, because of the way that professional sports have structured things now, I mean, back then you had guys that played for the team their entire career, or virtually their entire career. They didn't bounce from team to team to team to team like you see now. I mean, Larry Bird, and they hated each other. Right? Like there was zero chance, a 0.0 chance that Larry Bird was ever going to wear a fucking Bulls jersey. Nowadays, you got players, from the rivals, they just go right from where they're at to their rival team. No real loyalty to the team or the city. Just a different era. It was better back then. I hate to sound like an old man, get off my lawn, but it's just true. Yeah, everyone cared back then. I think Larry Bird might have just assumed die than be on have a Bulls jersey on. You got it when hating your opponent died, shit got boring. Damn, wow. I don't know about death. Hard Take says, I blame the soy boy culture. I don't know. It's just now, really what it is now is, well, it's obviously about the money. That's number one. But the whole thing when they started building super teams through free agency, which is why LeBron, I don't care how talented, and look, LeBron's one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. I don't have any problem with LeBron James. But he's a prime example of what I'm talking about. It's just, in my mind, it would be better if LeBron James still played for the Cavaliers and not the Lakers. But again, that's me just sounding old again. Players jump up and down and wear while warming up and tear an ACL. Yeah. Or you know what's even worse than that? I mean, I could kind of see that. The funny thing now is they hurt themselves when they celebrate getting a touchdown. Who was that player that I think he ended his career? Who am I thinking about? The NFL player scored a touchdown. And he did some kind of crazy ass dance and he blew his knee out, and that was the last time you ever saw him again. Who am I thinking about? It wasn't that long ago either. It was like maybe 5 or 10 years ago. What's up, Yoda? I see Jordan Hudson is not coaching. Jordan. I said Jordan. That's not right. Jordan Hudson is not coaching well. Yeah, she's doing a terrible job. Bill Belichick might need to fire her.
Casket!
It happened to a Georgia player against Clemson. What Georgia player was it? I'm talking about an NFL player. I can't remember who it was. That's why I think it's clear that I'm not saying the guys that play in the NBA now are not skilled. They clearly are. But they weren't near as tough as the guys back then. They just weren't. Let's go Tar Heels, says Double O'Neill. Well, yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm sorry. They're just not any good. It was down in the bayou.
Look down in the bayou.
Robert sounds like me last night. Last night in the Miami game, I didn't care. I was a fan of whoever was on offense because I had the over. I was like, Notre Dame was on offense. Let's go Domers. Miami was on offense. Let's go Canes. That's how Robert is right now. Maybe this can be a close game, hopefully. Holy shit, they just scored another touchdown. This game's over. I didn't even realize it was back on. This game's over. 75-yard rushing touchdown for the Froggies. Bill Belichick's about to have to sleep on the couch. Boy, imagine being the winningest coach in the history of the NFL, and you're going to have to sleep on the couch because your 25-year-old girlfriend's mad at you. Holy shit. 27-7. Wow. I tried to tell y'all to bet on TCU. Y'all don't want to listen to me. Robert, don't worry about it. TCU will get 22 more points on their own. They might score 60 points in this game. North Carolina's bad. Really bad. Look at this. Found a hole, got to the right side, gone, son. See you next Tuesday. Hell, they won't catch him till next Tuesday. There wasn't anybody within 15 yards of him when he scored. Holy shit. Well, looks like Bill Belichick's son's going to be taking over the team here soon enough. Sooner than later. What's up, Hunt Dog? Rich Rod's the best hire of the offseason. What's up, Nick? No. But I will say this, though. Rich Rod's a better head coach than Bill Belichick in college football. Welcome to college football, bitch. How about that? Oh, how about that?
DeAndre Johnson. Who the fuck
Oh, how about that?
Fucking.
Oh, how about that? Oh, how about that?
Jackpot Leslie makes one.
It's like, well, they've been hanging tough. Well, they've been playing as good as they can.
North Carolina's going to receive it, take it back to 25.
Goddamn, and why you over here telling me, you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have this, and you don't have that.
Bill Belichick looking confused, like a confused old man on the sideline. Imagine that. Damn. All right, Gio Metro Lopez trying to dig their way out of a 20-point deficit. Haven't done shit since the first drive of the game offensively. Gio Metro is going to drop back to pass. He's got all day. Flushed out to the left side. Got nobody open. He's going to keep it. Boy, this is going from bad to worst. Got about 3 yards maybe. Pete, I'm barbecue some baby ribs. Do you want them? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm hungry, actually. Can I get some barbecue ribs? Belichick needs to cut off his sleeves and he might win. His girlfriend won't let him. She said that was a fashion faux pas. She said she wasn't going to suck his dick if he cut his sleeves off, so he's screwed. 2nd down and 7, and they get about 3. They're about to go 3 and out again here. Holy hell. This game's going to get out of hand quick. I'm telling you. It's already out of hand. Looking forward to the Taters versus North Carolina. Take the over. Well, I don't know what the over might be. Clemson might score 50 on their own, so the over might be around 70. Third down and 4. What are you doing? My cat's going crazy over here. She's mad at Bill Belichick. Listen to her. 3rd and 4. What are you doing? And they try to run the ball. Another 2-yard loss. They're going back. They're rowing the boat. They are rowing the boat. This game's over. No sleeves after Labor Day. Yeah, that's what his girlfriend said. You know, no sleeves after Labor Day. No white and no sleeves. He's sleeping on the couch tonight. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. And North Carolina's going to punt it. I'm going to go ahead and call it. I think North Carolina's going to score here again. I think North Carolina scores again. Pete, Clemson versus Penn State next year. What? I've noticed some apps have longer delay than others. I don't know. I've got, look, I'm on the same app. I've got 2 TVs side by side on the wall here. One TV is 30 seconds slower than the other TV. And it's the same app and it's the same house, the same internet connection, everything. So I don't know. It's hard to figure out. Do you think she cuts him off for the week if they lose? I think she might cut him off. Yeah, she's probably going to be like, I'm not giving you any more sex until you win a game. So he might not get any sex probably till about week 7, if he's lucky. Lynn Baker says, I'm not seeing anything about an NFL player being injured. There was one, he blew his knee out. I wish I could remember who it was. It wasn't that long ago. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you mad about? Huh? You want to say hi? What? What are you mad about? Look how fat she is. Look how fat she is. She's like Garfield. You say hi? What are you mad about? All right. She's pissed about something. Oh, home and home with Penn State, yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Why are you doing that? Stop. What's your problem? What's wrong with that cat? Maybe she's mad at you for keeping her fat. I tried to put her on a diet. She got mad at me about that. She's always mad. She's always mad about something. She's a sweet cat, but she's always pissed about something. Malcolm Mitchell did it against Clemson, trying to celebrate with Todd Gurley. That was a long time ago. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an NFL player. Cats are drama. Well, she's definitely a drama queen. But she's a good cat, though. She's sweet. She's like, a lot of cats are assholes, for real. She doesn't do anything wrong. She doesn't tear stuff up. She doesn't, make a mess in the house. She doesn't scratch stuff all to hell. She's a pretty good cat. The cat is a degenerate gambler. No, she's not a degenerate gambler. She's a street cat. She lived on the street for the first year and a half of her life. So she's from the hood. And she did live in the actual hood when she was on the street. 1st and 10. I told you, look, they're about to score again. 15-yard run on 1st and 10. Boy, North Carolina's bad. They are bad. Look at Bill Belichick. He looks confused. Bill Belichick's looking around going, are the Patriots still hiring? What's the Patriots doing? Where's Tom Brady at? 1st and 10. Short pass caught, breaks a couple of tackles, gets back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. How many of y'all think Bill Belichick will be the head coach of North Carolina this time next year? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. They might finish at the bottom of the ACC, won't make a bowl game, and he'll hand the keys off to his son or his girl. I don't know. Maybe his girlfriend will be the head coach of North Carolina next year. I don't know. Somebody else, though. 2nd down and 11. Hoover the mover throws it in the flat, wide open. He's got room to run, breaking tackles. North Carolina can't tackle. All the way to the 35-yard line. 1st down, Frogs. Yeah, they should have never. What's up, Country Tiger? Good to see you in here, buddy. Yeah, they should have never hired him. The dumbest move in the history of college football, or up there with the dumbest moves. Well, it's Bill Belichick. He's the greatest coach to ever live. Okay. Look at him. 2nd down and 4. Hoover the mover throws it. Another 1st down. Boy, he put that defender on skates. They've got no answer. None. What's up, Christy? Oh, wow, our little sisters are destroying North Carolina. Not surprising. Hoover the mover throws it. That just came. That's on the receiver. He just dropped it. That would have been another 1st down. Receiver just dropped the ball. 2nd down and 10. Why doesn't Clemson's running backs juke anymore? Or I don't know what we know about Clemson's running backs. We haven't seen them. We've seen eight plays from Clemson running backs in the entire game. So I have no idea what to think about them. All right, they're going to hand the ball off here on 2nd and 10. He's got room to run. Holy shit. Inside the 20, out at the 17-yard line. They're about to score again. This game's about to be over. This is going to be a blowout. Flag down. This might be coming back. Yeah, that's against TCU, holding. Repeat, second down. TCU or SMU is the best team in Texas. That would be a good game, really. That'd be a good game. I don't know what I mean. TCU is obviously playing well, but I think North Carolina's not any good. So I don't really know how to judge that. I need to see more from both these teams. I think North Carolina is going to be just terrible this season. Hoover the Mover's got all day, looking downfield, throws it on the run, and he just throws it into the sideline, throws it away. 3rd down and 20. North Carolina has weekend at Bernie's going on. I don't know. Obviously, Bill Belichick's dick still works. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the situation he was in. You think he'll get 2 years? Maybe. 3rd down and 20. They're paying this guy $10 million a year to get blown out by TCU week 1. Throw over the middle, caught. Big play on 3rd. They convert on 3rd and 20. 1st down, Frogs. They're about to score here. This game's about to be over. And he's hurt, but he got the ball. Big play to the tight end. And he got hit hard. It looks like he's holding his shoulder or something. Yeah, he got hit hard. Watch this hit. Bam! Shoulder to shoulder, helmet to helmet. That was a clean hit, though. I hope they don't try to say this is targeting or some shit, because he didn't lower his head. That was just a clean hit. It was a big hit, though. I think that's it, too. I think they're about to score here again. They might score every time they get the ball. That's what I'm saying. They might end up scoring 50 points in this game. Garrett Riley wasn't a success for TCU. It was the head coach for TCU who also does offensive coordinator. Well, the head coach is still there. Sonny Dykes made Garrett Riley look good. I don't know, man. Clemson's offense looked pretty damn good last year, and Garrett Riley was calling the plays for Clemson last year. So I think there's a little bit of overreaction. I mean, did he call a bad game against LSU? Yes, 100%. That was terrible play calling, a terrible strategy, terrible scheme, the whole thing. But I'm not ready to throw out Garrett Riley with the bathwater like everybody else is. Jay says, my phone died. What you missed was North Carolina getting their ass whipped. That's what you missed. It's 27-7. They're about to score again. The game's about to be over here. We're 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Yeah, Georgia game was bad too. South Carolina game, I'm not putting that on Garrett Riley that much. Lenora Sellers, he was the best player on the field. Sometimes you just got to chalk it up to a loss. They just played better. You know. But I think Clemson will be fine. They just got to change some stuff. 3rd quarter. What did I say? 2nd quarter? Oh, yeah. 2nd quarter on the screen. You're right. You're the only one that even looks at that. Half the time people come in here and like, Pete, what's the score? And I go, it's right there. Not Riley's fault. LSU's a good football. What is Riley's fault that he only decided to run the ball with running backs 8 times in an entire football game? That's just, that's ridiculous. What is Clemson running an air raid offense now? No. They better, yeah. that's what they've got to do against Troy. They've got to figure out what their running identity is. And it's not Cade Klubnik. I'm talking about running backs, not Cade Klubnik. Riley's handcuffed, Dabo holds the keys. No, Riley calls the plays. I mean, I blame Dabo for not stepping in. I mean, they make the game plan together, and obviously Dabo has input on it. But as far as the end-game plays, that's all Riley. I think we'll see something different coming in this next week. First down and 10 from the 29, and TCU is going to run it. This is over. Touchdown TCU. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Was that NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Whichever one it is. Bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't really want to make it tough. Bill Belichick ain't worth a fuck. Bye-bye-bye. North Carolina's terrible. I can't believe some of y'all thought North Carolina was going to be worth a shit. 34-7. TCU is averaging 30 yards per carry. Holy crap. Well, I won my bet, and that's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. Here's Huffer Billy Paul in the chat with his normal sludge that comes out of his mouth every time Clemson loses a football game. Last year, Clemson lost to Georgia. He said Clemson was going 6-6. Of course, they won the ACC and made the playoffs. He's doing it again already. This is what he does. This is what he does every time. Matt Luke is overrated. Cade Klubnik's overrated. Dabo Swinney sucks. Defense is terrible. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I don't believe you. Nobody believes you. Well, this game's over. Boy, you might see North Carolina Stadium empty out before the fourth quarter even starts. That's how bad they are. It is starting to empty out. Look, look, look at that. Oh, damn. Bill Belichick sleeping on the couch tonight. Poor Belichick. $10 million for this product. Good job, North Carolina. You did a great job by hiring Bill Belichick, thinking that was going to solve your problems. Yeah, Mac Brown's sitting at home laughing his ass off right now. Can't wait till he ain't going to say anything. He's never said anything in a press conference in his life. He ain't going to say anything tonight. Yeah, Tom Brady's not walking through that door. I'm telling you, it's going to be Bill Belichick's son is going to take over his... I don't know what kind of voodoo Bill Belichick's working over there to get this kind of contract. $10 million a year at North Carolina? What? That's some serious money. There's coaches... Here we go. Almost intercepted. That's the kind of money that established winners in college football make. $10 million a year. They paid this guy $10 million a year because he had Tom Brady for 20 years? Dumb as shit. NFL is way different. Yeah, exactly, Country Tiger. Clemson was in the game. Clemson led most of the game. Y'all act like they got blown out by LSU or something. Some of y'all are delusional. Slaw, you're definitely delusional. Second down and 10. Throws it over the middle, caught, and the receiver got hit hard, and he looks like he's a little bit banged up here. Slow to get up. He got hit right in the hip. But they got the first down. I can't believe I just said that. North Carolina got a first down. When's the last time we said that? Back in the first quarter? Somewhere? Gio Metro Lopez. Slaw's not making valid points. You must be drunk. Slaw doesn't ever make valid points. First and 10. Gio Metro Lopez throws it on the run. I don't know. He was throwing it at the ball boy or the cheerleader, but that was a terrible fucking pass. Second down and 10. Clemson led most of the game. Damn, Clemson season's wide open for them to make the playoffs. Damn. Yeah, is there problems on Clemson's team? Absolutely. But this whole thing is like the sky is falling and the season's over. Yeah, some of y'all. Is this y'all's first season watching college football? Second down and 10. Short pass for about 3. I ain't buying the Clemson lie. What lie are you talking about? Be more specific. Sometimes, Paul, I can't with you. You do this every year. Every single year you do this. And then they start winning, and then you're like, okay, Clemson's going to win a national. Like, you're just all, you are like the epitome of overreacting to every single week. Third down and 14. Fumble! TCU picks it up. Game over. Game over. What did I say? Where's Robert at? Robert said he's worried about hitting the over. I said TCU's going to score the over on their own. 41-7. TCU's going to score at least 50. Casket.
Casket!
Put him in a casket. Bill Belichick's on the couch now. Taters might lose to North Carolina. Holy shit. Now, the trolling is... Slim, you're usually at least a good troll. And now you're regressing. You've been spending too much time with Hufferbilly Paul, apparently. The hell are you talking about? I'm getting dumber just reading some of this shit. I like Brian Knight. He's a nice guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is. He's one of my buddies. He is a good guy. Guys, I'm probably going to end the stream. I'm not going to lie. This game's just, it's over. I was hoping for a competitive game, but we're not going to see that. This game's going to end 55-14 or 60-14 or something. I might just go ahead and end it. Go park my ass on the couch and watch the rest of this game from the couch. Good night, Eddie. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here. This game's over. I was hoping for a decent game, but I don't know what I was thinking. So... what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock p.m. I'll be live with Sea-Dog for the ACC show. We have obviously a lot to talk about on the ACC show with the ACC this week. And then Wednesday night at 10 p.m. I'll be doing the call-in show. So, yeah. 2 more nights of streaming on the PigskinPeete channel. I don't know why... If some of you aren't subscribed to my other channel, go ahead and do that. There's a link to it in the description of this video. So, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7. Happy Labor Day.